Alright. Let's see. Let's see. Find something over here. There we go. Let's go that way. Motown story? Sure. Oop. Shifting over to a tablet, so bear with me as I do some oh yeah, since we're doing it this way. Hello, Civic, welcome. Hello. Let's go with alright. You guys see it? There it is. Okay. Well, that before Christmas. Why not? Let's go with that one. Alright. There we go. 3 days to a year. Really? Has it? It would be. It would be, wouldn't it? Wow. Shit. It's... Has it really been that long so already? Ah, that's... 6 days for you, huh? Oh, cool. Well, maybe we'll have to celebrate that day. 3 days. When would that be? So, 1, 2, 3. Thursday, huh? It's Umineko Day. Let's see. Well, maybe I can bring out the dolls or some such. We'll all have a little party here. Maybe I got little party hats from the dollar store or something. Alright. Oh, that's cool. Now I can't really think of anything but that. Alright. Give me a sec here. Oh, yeah, you are a bit bigger than you should be. Still editing some of this a little bit. There we are. Okay. Nope. That's not the one you want to look at. And again, I'm shifting over to a tablet because it's a little easier to use for some of this stuff. Oh, really? Dare I ask what it is? Blade and Soul, huh? Another game? More cosplay? Something else? More dolls. I don't know. Let me know. It's in the meantime, I'm gonna read this up. In our society, sorry is used as shorthand for anything from I'm not really sorry, I'm just saying that to smooth over whatever I just did to you, all the way to a nail-biting, oh shit, what have I done? And not to put too fine a gender-based bias point on it, but women especially tend to say it way too much. Maybe this won't work out. In an attempt to preemptively or actively defend themselves against perceived slights in the workplace, among friends, or in relationships. When you've actually behaved badly, you should be sorry and you should say so. And if you're about to behave badly and think that a quick sorry is going to ameliorate it, you're wrong. Maybe stop being such an asshole for a change. But if you've done nothing to be sorry about, you can A. Stop feeling sorry, and B. Stop telling people you are. In other words, the not sorry method achieves eponymous results. Following it encourages and enables you to act in a way that doesn't require your saying or being sorry at all. Halo? Out of Final Fantasy. Oh, 14. I've done the demo version of that. The free 30 levels or something, and I kind of liked it. But then there's the subscription version, which at the time I couldn't afford. Might be able to get into it again. Maybe make a new account or something. But that's calming and pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. Anyway, hello Beatrice. Welcome. Why are you yelling? Alright. The Motown Story. Berry Gordy, founder and CEO of Motown Records, had a notorious reputation for not allowing his artists to flex their creative muscle. This is not to say that Gordy was indifferent to the natural evolutionary process that most creative artists experience. Berry Gordy's oftentimes unrelenting position to the hit-making machine that the Motown was. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That actually is so true. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just stop breaking things by trying to fix it. The Night Before Christmas. This is an odd one, but I figured why the hell not. The Night Before Christmas by Clement Clark Moore. Or Henry Livingston. How do you have an or by who it's by? Alright. Let's see here. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When, what to my wondering eyes should appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly, that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Merry Christmas, everybody. Let me know what you got for Christmas. Alright, I got 2 more. I can do those. The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. And I asked myself, frightened and rapt, who was she whose rose before me like the dawn, beautiful as the moon, radiant as the sun? Then the creatures came still closer to me, throwing into a corner the dark package she'd had, till then, held pressed to her body. And she raised her hand to stroke my face, and repeated the words I had already heard. And while I did not know whether to flee from her, or move ever closer, while my head was throbbing as if the trumpets of Joshua were about to bring down the walls of Jericho, As I yearned and at once feared to touch her, she smiled with great joy, emitted a stifled moan of pleasure of a pleased she-goat, and undid the strings that closed her dress over her bosom, slipped the dress from her body like a tunic, and stood before me as Eve must have appeared to Adam in the Garden of Eden. Lucky guy. So it shows even on auto host? Yeah. Um, yeah, you'll see, thank you for hosting the channel from like SteamJar. I think they pick up any auto hosts. I've got another bot, I think that does pick up actual hosts or something. It's a little weird. I'm not quite entirely sure on it myself, but yeah, it just picks up whatever. Just about all of them. The Last Angry Man by Gerald Green. Sam moved forward and reached for the young man's forearms. He hoped to subdue him quickly, without any fighting, and escort him from the playground. There is no point in provoking a riot. The tormentor, all slum muscle and grace, recoiled. Sam had barely touched him. The playground instructor saw the white arms and dirty fists spring into position. A second later, it was as if someone had exploded an electric light bulb in his face. He was stumbling backwards on his heel, feeling 1,000 needles stinging his offended chin. Numbness radiated through his teeth and cheeks, and a little bath of salty blood was forming inside his lower lip. He had not fallen, however, and as his head cleared, he saw the gatecrasher bouncing professionally, fists in the classic boxer's pose, the abysmal face aglow with hoodlum joy. First time you see your own name, huh? What are you talking about? You see it all the time when you sit there and chat. Alright. Back on to today's main point. Give me a sec here. Alright. Today, we decided to try out a Duolingo lesson. And give it a shot and see how we go. Apparently, the way I do it kind of annoys some people. But there are really no instructions to Duolingo, so I defend myself with that. Yeah, this big old spike here was when they had like double XP for the day or something. It was free. So I decided, why not? I'll go for it. Yeah, let's, I think it's this one. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I've been mostly working on my German, as you can kind of see. Apparently I'm also supposed to do it all at once up here. Oh, also, there's microphone problems in here, but there. I don't see any settings to set it up. Ah well, let's keep going. I'll work with the questions section and go from there. A key. Alright, I gotta turn this down a little. Alright, oh yeah. The audio might be a bit odd on here. Oh. Mark the correct meaning. Yes, that's right. That is right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, I think. Richtig.
Das Haustier ist jung.
Das Haustier ist jung. Die That is... Yep. I think that's the one. Yep. Ist heavy. Er ist... Müde.
Müde.
Yep, that was...
Ist es
Dang
kalt?
it. Es ist kalt. Is it cold? Is that right? Ist das...
Richtig.
Das Tier ist schwer.
Das
Das Tier ist schwer.
Tier
Ist schwer.
Animal is heavy, schwer. Alright. No, I'm not.
Du
Du.
bist alt.
Here we are.
Ist das Pferd müde? Ist das müde?
Woohoo. This may not be the most exciting lesson, but like I said on Discord, it's an experimental one. We'll see where the hell we go from here. I am open to suggestions. Try like German tongue twisters or whatever you would like. Any such thing. Trying something new today. Write this in German. Is the horse tired? Ist das Pferd müde? Yeah.
Der Hund ist alt.
I can't speak now. That doesn't work on the microphone. I don't know why. Maybe I should have worked with that the other day, but das Kind ist jung. Yes, that is right. Ja, das ist richtig. Hier ist heavy. Ist schwer. But yeah, it's yeah, yesterday we I mainly spent it, I don't know where the settings button is. Continue. Yeah, it's you guys can see what I can see. It's, oh, here we are. Settings. There we are. Probably shouldn't have that up here, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright. Alright, let's finish up the lesson here. But yeah, I'm just trying things out here. I was thinking about maybe trying to fix some of that yesterday, but I was
Sind Sie sauber?
that was a bit delayed. Lagging. Let's see. It's a bit iffy. It's not hard, but it's not. It's just a little touchy today. I don't know. It's a. You forgot to save. Oh. Yeah, well, I'll do that later. I can't do it here. We'll just do it later. Alright. Well, that's how I do. I circle around and I keep moving. That's how it works out for me. I can... it might work out for you guys. There we go. It's now missing. Sind sie sauber? Are they clean? And one of the neat things I find interesting about German is the how some of the words that they have correlate to American terms. Is he sober? Sober. So is he clean? I like trying to make some of those connections. My bad. Alright. But yeah, if something bugs you, want to see something else, let me know. I'll do what I can. The water is deep. Das Wasser ist I don't think I had deep.
Hoch.
Tief.
Das Wasser ist schmutzig.
Das Wasser ist schmutzig. The water is... I believe that's dirty. It is warm. Es ist warm.
Das ist hoch.
Das ist hoch. That is... high. Is it high? Ist es...
Es hoch.
Ist das Wasser sauber?
Ist das Wasser sauber?
Sauber.
Are they clean? Sind sie sauber?
Sauber. Ist es warm?
Ist es warm? Is the water dirty? Ist
Ist
das
Wasser
Wasser schmutzig? Schmutzig.
Es ist tief.
Es
Ist.
Yup. Es
Es
ist tief. Water is deep. Das Wasser
sauber.
Yup. ist tief. Alright. Yeah. Deep and teeth sound so similar. And that's one of the things that does help me, especially with German. There's a lot of words that are similar. Or probably where our English versions shifted over from. Kurt, Wom, Old, Alt, things like that. And they're just pretty much just carried on over. Some are just slightly enough off and I can't remember. And then you have other ones like schmutzig, which is dirty. That's not quite the same, but it is the what it is. Alright. Let's go with present, I guess. Give me 1 sec, actually. I want to go check something. Oh yeah, we're good. Maybe. There we go. Oh yeah, we're good. The bear is playing. And das bear. Das bear. No. Der Bär spielt. That's the one.
Die Frau und der Mann gehen.
Die Frau und der Mann. Man, it's so weird. It's actually starting to try and pronounce it a bit. I am not the best at it.
Die Frau und der Mann gehen.
Die Frau und der Mann gehen. The woman and the man gehen. Are walking. I think it's the one. Yeah. The woman and the man are walking. Die Frau und der. Where is it? Man. Gehen.
Und
Gehen.
ich wollen ein Bier.
Und ich will in Bier. It's always this bear guy here. He's a new one. He and I. Oh yeah, do you have like that weird thing we do in English? Yeah, it's pretty cool. The thing I'm actually won't worry about anything from here is if you guys are entertained or not. Because I don't know, I'm willing to try things. Oh, there is? Give me a sec here. Let me turn that off for just a moment. I guess it is. Well, there's one on Mixer for that. No, there's not one on Mixer, but cool. I did not know that. Now that's one of the things that I have trouble with, trying to find the not necessarily the right, but the most efficient category, because sometimes you can have your category in like one thing. When I first started, it was like sewing, and there were like 3 videos or something. But if you put it in like, for say, the craft section or the just chatting section, you get more people in that channel. It's all sorts of, you work around to try and figure it out.
Und ich wollen ein Bier.
Und ich wollen ein Bier. I want a beer. There we are. And so I always try and play the game a little to try and bump it. That's why I don't have some of these labeled entirely properly. If you guys got a better suggestion for anything I got, I am always open to ears. My ears are always open to it. I'm willing to try things. So. What? What's that? I've not heard that. So. What? So, none, and damn it. What? What?
Es
Es geht.
geht.
Oh, that's our so is es geht. But so, none, and damn it? What? How are those words related?
Ja, wir gehen.
Yeah. Wir gehen.
Gehen.
Yeah, that one, I don't know how to update that one, honestly. Because anytime I do update it, I then shift target to something else. It's hard for me to do it. It goes. You know, du und ich. I think it's will, right? No. Wait. What? Läuft?
Läuft.
Alright. Laufen.
Ich will ein Buch.
Ich will ein Buch.
Buch.
I want a book. You do not play. Well, yes, I do. But I am working, so maybe you're right. It goes. How's it going? It goes. Alright. You do not play.
Hier.
Hier. Nicht. Geht?
Geht.
Nicht. Spielt. Alright. This is kind of new-ish territory. Technically, oh, we went over this before, but alright, I'll stop begging. I've been through these sections prior, but I have forgotten what any of the words were, so I'm redoing it on level 2, because I can't go back with the knowledge of level 1. So I'm trying to re-get into it. But yes. Wir und ihr spielt. I think it's spielen. Wir spielen und ihr spielt. I do like in German. This was well, it's how I decided to learn, right? But yes, you can be my instructors and all that. All right. I do like in German that they do have, it's a bit odd for me still, the masculine and feminine das, the labels in front of them, and then some of the alterations afterwards. I think I'm picking up a decent amount of it. Still wigs me out sometimes, but I do like how all the plurals are all the same. That's really handy to learn. I make tea. Ich mache tea. I think that's it. Yeah. Do you go? Maybe.
Hier.
Let's
Geht.
yeah, get close enough, right? Do you and I walk? Du und ich. I can't remember. Laufen?
Laufen.
Here. You do not play. Here. Spielt
Nicht.
Let's try it. Here. Do you go?
Geht. Ihr.
Go you. Yeah, it's sabotage yourself. Alright, yeah, it's I do know that trick. It does help pick out words and sentences as they go along. If you're ever confused about what to do, it having the capital letter does help out, but I guess I forgot that one, I think. But there's a Go You. That reminds me, we're playing yesterday. We played a game. We continued the game we left off. It's called Pandemic Legacy. It's a long-term cooperative game against the board, against the rules. We play against the game board itself, trying to survive. And in it, you can create your own characters. It's unique in the fact that everything is permanent. You get multiple chances to redo something, but everything is permanent. If you screwed up, it carries on as if you screwed up. You can't just undo, reset, and go. But you can name a couple of the towns that you start out with, the havens. You can name your characters their own name, age, and where their hometown is from and stuff like that. My dad decided we're just trying to figure out names and stuff. Some people are getting like really interesting Sam Hartberg or things like that. But my dad, he's the guy who kind of hates when he makes a character, he just clicks random until it accepts, and then clicks random until it accepts. He doesn't really care what his guy looks like or what he's called for the most part. Not the legacy float. So you know what I'm talking about, somewhat. Anywho, and the reason it was special yesterday, because it's a long-term game. It lasts in-game a year, from January to December. Each month is a round, and it took us like most of the day. We started at like 11 and ended at like 5, something like that. And we did like 2 months, 2 or 3. So it takes a long time for this game to go through. Well, our version is not replayable. It technically could be, but it's not. When you like lose a city, you lower the population by putting a sticker on the board. You increase it, you put a sticker over that one. And it blows up with like zombies and shit. You put the zombie sticker on it, and you can't take that off, type of thing. There's even, you draw on the board to connect cities. You put stickers around and all sorts of stuff like that. Agricola? No. What is that one? If it's a board game, my friend might have. He knows like all sorts of board games. He has an entire room full of that stuff. Anyway, the whole point of why I was getting on this spiel anyway is during the naming process, my dad just decided, you know, I'm just gonna put my guy as, his name is Just Go. That's his name. So if you need to talk to me, just go. Just go. And so that was his name, but he actually is Just Go the Third. So it's all sorts of silly like that. And for the record, I picked a person, and I didn't really know what to name them. And then I thought, you know what, this would be really stupid, so why the hell not? My character's name is Loa Quaft, spelt funny. And I didn't really think of it at the time, but the class I chose was the radio operator. So Loa Quaft is talking on the radio, kind of like this. We're just being really silly about everything we're doing in it. But yeah, the legacy one is really impressive. We've played the a few years ago, my friend came over, and he had us all play that game, season 1, the first edition or whatever, with him, and and in that game, that's when I actually got my first doll, and it will forever go down in infamy, because like the day he came over to play the game, that's the day the doll like arrived, or something like really close. And so when we were starting the game, in that version, we were allowed to name the diseases. And the first one that popped up, my dad had the chance to name the disease. And that was the day I got the doll. But the doll I got didn't have any clothes because that was a bit extra, and I couldn't really afford it. I could barely get the doll itself at the moment. So the doll was naked, clothless. And so he named, in pen, on the board, the first virus was the big booby doll virus. I have never lived that down ever since. And in the game, it's in multiple rounds, the viruses kind of get reset and get designated to certain areas. And my friend had an ability to treat specific viruses, like a specific one he had a specialization in. And the one he happened to do was the blue one, the big booby doll virus. So he got delegated to North America, where that virus was prominent, where it was dedicated to, and we went to the rest of the world to try and save everything else. We could just leave him there, and he could handle it. However, his wife at the time there was with us, and so at one point we had him just like, okay, you take care of the blue virus, we'll be over here, we'll get these guys, we're doing all these technical, like, planning out all our moves. And then one of us realized, we're just leaving my friend here in the country with nothing but the big booby doll virus, and he's the one like saying, I'll stay over here, I'll deal with these things, you guys go over there. And his wife just gave him a knowing look, like, I see how it goes. And, no, I just can help out with this disease. And big old thing like that. It was we all had a good laugh at that part. But like I said, that's something I will never live down. And even apparently in this game, it's 50 some odd whatever years after the world has ended from the viruses of whatever. And so technically speaking, it still could come back to haunt me somehow. I don't know, but that's what we were doing. Anyway, what is this key button? Present? Oh, test out of level. Yeah, no. I'm not quite that good yet. Well, let's try it again. Alright, but that's my pandemic legacy story. And it's permanently written in pen on his game board wherever he happens to have it. You read a book. I think it's Ihr Lesson ein Buch. Ihr Lesson ein Buch. I know it wasn't least. Die Kinder lesen Bücher. The children read books. They write. Sie write. Schreiben. Schreiben, like scribe and stuff like that. Anyway, das Pferd zeigt die Katz. The horse sees the cat, I believe. Do you see the cow? Seest. No, it's again, it's the capital one first, obviously, but I can't remember the question because I do have Japanese on the brain too still. Maybe I can show you guys that one a bit after this. Siehst, du die Cow. Oh, there we go. Cool.
Wir schreiben.
Beloved virus. Well, this pandemic is kind of like a game. You try and figure out what ways things are gonna go, but then they go pear-shaped, and you just kind of make do with what you got, and you end up with what you get. He happened to end up with a specialization of that kind solely because we could leave him there and he could take care of the entire country by himself while we went off to the rest of the world to save and do whatever. That's just the way it worked out. But yeah, it's just... he's keeping the big booby doll virus all to himself, I guess. And I think my brother called the one we're working here the Kung Flu or something. That's just... Agricola. Well, Agricola, what kind of game is it? I haven't heard of it. Maybe it's a different name in America or some such. But, what's it about? How do you play it?
Wir schreiben.
We're schreiben. Is he reading?
Lies.
Nice.
Er.
Ja.
Er spielt und lernt.
Er spielt,
Er spielt und lernt.
und lernt.
Lernen.
He's playing and learning. That's the best way to do it. We are reading.
Wir.
We are... lesen.
Lesen.
Ihr spielt und... lernt. You see the apple. Wir sehen
Den Apfel.
den Apfel. 10 in a row. Yay! I actually turned that off on my tablet version. We'll mess with it. We are learning. We are learning.
Lernen.
You read the book. You're less ein book. Right, that's it. To the friends? Oh, yeah, it's, well, I just kind of assume friends kind of drift away. It does happen. Kind of like the friend my board game. We not as close as we used to be, but probably should work it to getting closer again. But yeah, it's just people drift apart. It does happen. I've been lucky enough to have my friend Phoenix, the one who came to the board game. We've been friends since elementary school, I think. And yeah, that's just my assumption. But what I have found is that people go their own ways, and they will find what works for them. People, other hobbies and stuff. He was also into
Ein Fisch und ein Hund
actually,
schwimmen.
he was also into video games as well. Some of the games I worked hard to try and play with him by literally driving to town, costing me money, gas money to get there and back just to try and play the game with him. Didn't quite work out with me, but might be able to with this new internet stuff. We're working at it. We're just looking at other options to improve it as well, but that's the stuff he was doing, and he also liked board games. It's hard to do that states away, quite a distance, so it was hard to keep similar interests. We still have those similar interests, but it was hard to do them together, so we've just naturally drifted apart. It's not that we don't like each other, it's just it's hard. Ein Fisch und ein Hund.
schwimmen.
Ein Fisch und ein Hund swimmen. A fish and a dog are swimming. I think. Therefore I am. Ich Bringer? No. I got that wrong. Denke.
Er kennt das Bier.
I was thinking it might have been that. Kennt das Bier. He kennt. Knows the beer? What kind of sentence is that? He knows the beer. They think. Sie denkt.
Ich renne.
Ich renne. I run. We drive.
Wir.
bottom? I think
Du
that's it.
schwimmst.
They love that sense in Polish as well. Alright,
Du schwimmst.
du schwimmst. Nope, schwimmst. You think.
Ihr
Yes. Ihr denkt.
denkt. Du rennst. Du rennst.
Du rennst. I am bringing the rice. Ich bringe
Er.
the
Ich
rice.
reiß. Du bringst den Apfel.
Du bringst den Apfel.
Apfel.
You bring the apple. No, you bring the apple. That is always one thing about languages. It's when you're learning them, they have such weird sentences to practice with. We know the newspaper. It's, okay, in English, that's a very bizarre sentence to say.
Wir.
Here, denkt die Zeitung. Like Zeitung. That's can it not think? Maybe. I think. Yeah, you like doing that.
Denke.
Ich denke. They think.
Sie.
See. Thinking.
Denken.
We know the newspaper.
Wir.
Wir kennen die Zeitung. The newspaper is a friend of our family. Alright, so we know the newspaper. We've known him for years. Just red all over. Yeah, no thanks. Not right now. Well, let's try finish this up and we can swap over to maybe Japanese. I can show you some of that. If you can try and follow along anyway. Pasture, stables, crops, houses are more efficiently than other players. Alright. Oh cool, it's some of those are pretty cool. We have, well, there's one game that's reminds me of, but it's different. But yeah. There's a game called Tabletop Simulator on Steam, probably elsewhere as well. But there might actually be a version of Agricola on there that you could play online with other people. Because yeah, my friend who's into board games has that game, and they like make an entire virtual tabletop of all sorts of board games, and you can move your pieces around. You like literally pick them up, spin them around, and play them and stuff. But yeah, I might take a look into that. It's the breed. More family members beats more pigs. That's how board games are played. You exploit mechanics already in the system. But yeah, it's, gaming logic doesn't quite often correlate to real world logic. Having more family members means I win the game. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. If we find a way to play together, I'd be more than happy to do so. Maybe I'll look into the tabletop simulator thing. See if that's a way to go about it. Anyway.
Sie waschen die Kartoffeln.
Sie waschen die Kartoffeln. They are washing the potatoes. You need to do that before you cook them. I am drinking and you are paying.
Ich
Ich, trinke
trinke und
und du.
du.
Paying. I haven't run into that word before. Bezahlen?
Bezahle.
Bezahlen? Results.
Beginnt
Of
ihr?
course. See, that's the term thing at the end. That's we're gonna. Oh, you can. For the longest time. Maybe. I don't know. Well, there's different ways about it. But yeah, it's a bit weird. Wait, did you? Alright. I'll actually check that out in a sec. Give me maybe after the stream. Alright. Maybe we can set up a game day or something. We did have D&D, but it was fun, but it was getting kind of hard on me to do it at that time of the day and set it all up. And I'd like to try that game stuff again, but maybe better build up. Maybe when I'm not doing so much stuff either. I don't know. But yeah,
Beginnt ihr?
maybe we'll look into another game day. Maybe it can be today, Mondays or something. I don't know. Stuff to look into. Beginnt ihr? Do you begin? Do you begin? What? We need Duolingo.
Wir.
Wasch Duolingo. Brauchen.
Wir waschen die Tomaten.
We are washing the tomaten. We are washing the tomatoes. Yay. I am beginning. Ich beginnst. Begin.
Wir bezahlen nicht. Wir bezahlen nicht. Wir bezahlen nicht.
Wir bezahlen nicht.
Nicht.
A sixth is enough? What? Ein Sechstel? What? Right?
Er bezahlt die Zeit.
See, I don't know those words. That's where I start doing the peeking. I don't know what those words are. And if I know the words, then I can work on them. Well, that's the way I try and go about it anyway. All right, we can do that. Like my channel, it's gone all over the place. So yeah, yes, but I didn't look at the word. I guessed the word and then forgot about what I guessed it was. Type of thing. Oh, still working on it.
Er bezahlt die Zeitung.
Results die Zeitung.
Zeitung. Er bezahlt die Zeitung.
Yeah. I am thirsty. I need water. Ich. I don't thirst. Ich habe Durst everywhere.
Durst. Ich.
Fixed. Wash. Wasser.
Wasser.
I think, is it? Oh, it's probably one of the. I want water. Ich brauche
Brauche
Wasser?
Wasser.
There.
Nein, ich bezahle.
Nein, ich.
Nein, ich bezahle.
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 Some of the words don't quite look like how they sound. And it's hard to pick out sometimes. It is starting.
Es
Just begins.
beginnt.
Begins? Hey. Yeah, it's yeah, that's one I picked out. It does help figure out the start of the sentence, but again, the thing I have the trouble with is I can't even remember the term for it. The multiple terms. And again, I think I do better when I have a bit of instruction before I do things. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling for this lesson here. I'm drinking and you are paying. Ich trinkt und du paying bezahlt. Alright, we need Duolingo.
Wir.
Brauchen Duolingo, I think. Yeah. I am beginning.
Ich.
Begin. Six is enough. I'm Sexto.
Sechstel.
Right?
Reicht.
And see, for that, I still don't quite know what right is. I know it went there, but I could remember. Is enough. Right. Okay. Genug. It is starting.
S.
Begins, I think. Yes.
S.
Yes, begin. And see, that one is, I just keep guessing until I get it, as opposed to seeing it and then being able to repeat it. And that's the way I look at it, anyway. Woo. That was a tough one. To be enough. Anywhere in a sentence. Alright. All nouns are that way? Some of them I've picked up like that, but a lot of other ones are lowercase. Anyway. Let's shift gears a bit. Let's shift over to Japanese. This one is, if you haven't picked up Japanese, it's probably going to be pretty hard to follow along for this one. All nouns, always. Alright. I probably didn't pick it up too much because the nouns tend to be just one in the Duolingo sentences. Like, well, no. I'm going to have to actually relook at that. In German. Yeah, I can kind of see what you're talking about, but now I don't have anything in front of me, I can't quite recall. Anyway, I'm past the tutorial stuff in Japanese and going back through this stuff, so this is maybe a bit more explanation for you guys to follow along. This one is from the left, it's Mizu, and the kanji version of that is over here, Mizu. Ro, ocha, or cha, tea, cha. Tabe, this one is eat, and gomen, as in gomenasai, as in I'm sorry. This is going to be a tall one. Dore desu ka? With Japanese, they have verbs last, just period. Verbs are last. Dore desu ka? Which is it? Okay. And Duolingo treats it a bit weird. This one is dore, where, des is, and ka is the question, basically a question mark. Alright. It'll take a while if I have to explain it all, so I'll just go through it. Tabe, ima, mizu, cha, gomen, gohan. Oh yeah, and they use Maria-san as the name. Maria-san wa gohan wo tabemasu. Will what? Eats a meal? Duolingo's a bit weird in how they translate some of this stuff. Ich wasche Kartoffeln. Consistently, yeah. I had a really big break before I went back up to here, so yeah, it's a bit odd for where I left off. But studying consistently. Want to or not. Yep. And that's kind of the goal. I'm trying to keep it going now and keep it more consistent than I had before. But I like knowing what it is and then how the piece fits, as opposed to guessing and checking until it fits. I don't know, but I don't feel like I remember it better when I have to guess, because I can't recall what the word is. the definition was. I was looking at, okay, which one, okay, it goes, and then, what was that word? As opposed to, okay, that word means this, and then I can, oh yeah, it was this one. It's just how the way I feel about it. I see it. Yeah, I think actually you can do that too. I think. Yeah, I'll deal with it. Don't know if I can do the rank stuff on here. I've now got like 4 devices here. It's Technoland out here. Let's see, server settings. Is that where it is? Roles. Not roles. Members. Is that where it is? I think that did it. There we are. Go ahead. Knock yourselves out then, I guess. I think you should be able to. I think I gave you basically everything except server control, as in, like, make and delete the server. So, don't abuse it. Interest in German now? Maybe. You talked about German while I'm messing with roles, while I'm looking at Japanese, while talking in English, so bear with me as my brain tries to reorganize for the sentences you're saying to me. Alright. Yeah. This is a weird day. Tabe. Where the hell is Tabe? Oh. I'm sitting here trying to look at where the words match up. But no, it's I do not eat rice. I can't remember which one's rice.
のみ飯
Which one is rice?
食
What's that?
ご飯
No, that's meal. I think.
飯飯
I can't remember what rice is. The word for it.
Wa-
Tabe
tabe
masen.
masen.
It is Gohan. It is Gohan? Really?
ご飯を食べます
I eat rice. See, I eat rice, and it says I eat a meal. Hey. Which is kind of the same thing. Of course you are. Oh, yeah, I've got a thing for tomorrow, to show you guys. And, it's, I'll do it later. I'll explain it on the day. More interesting that way. Yes, you are. One of us. One of us. Avoid weird situations like the sudden proposal in Berlin. The what? The sudden proposal? What kind of proposal was that?
お茶は
Not Tabe.
飯
No.
食
Oh.
のみ
Okay, there we are. Let's
ま
say.
る
Couldn't remember which one
ご
it was.
飯は食べません
I do not eat rice. That's not a sentence you say in Asian countries. I do not eat rice. They eat a lot of rice there. But what sudden proposal? Okay, I'm missing something here. But yeah, it's man, just my brain's kind of melting out my ears right now. English, Japanese, German, and proposals. It's hard to keep track of all this shit. Which will you drink?
どれ
Which which will you drink? Nomi Maska. Oh, Nomi
お茶
Maska.
は飲みません
Right. The
お茶は飲みません
Ocha wa Nomi.
ません
I drink tea. Ocha
Ocha
o nomi mas.
mas.
Yeah, one thing I like about Japanese is the structure of the grammar. Instead of having like an implied subject, like I eat the potatoes or whatever. For like this one, they've got the 4 blocks there under the I drink tea. The first one is tea. The second is a particle that says this is the subject we're talking about. And then it has the verb, and then it's tense at the end of it.
ご飯は食べません
Gohan wa
は食べ
ません
ご飯は食べません
tabemasen.
ません
Yeah, see, these first 4 words, Gohan, the meal, wa, the subject in a different manner, tabe, eat, masen, past negative, or present negative. So it says, even if you don't quite know what the words are, you can at least say that's what they're talking about, and they're saying no to it, which is kind of neat. I like the structure of it. In front of the hostel. She didn't know what he said. 9! People could be weird. That's an odd one. For that moment. That is why she has that, well, she did have that nickname in Discord.
どれが水ですか？
You're really good about stuff like that. So we all appreciate all the work you do. Even if we can't understand what's going on, we appreciate it. But yeah, it's just weird stuff can happen, and
どれが水ですか？
I don't really have anything I can counter that with. Any story I have, you would blow out the water. Yeah, I don't even really have any stories like that. But yeah. Oh, and just for the record, if any of you guys need to like fake a boyfriend or like anything like that, just feel free to start acting like that with me, and I'll go along with it. So I have known some times when that could have been useful. It never got to that point, but yeah, it's I do know how like weird situations can be and stuff like that. It's just I've also been around a lot of women because I do the belly dancing thing. That I'm around them, and yeah, one of them even likes having me go arm in arm with her as she's walking through parks and stuff. It's people don't bug them when they're with somebody else, especially a guy. Try not to be sexist, but she keeps asking me to do that. Hey, you want to go? Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go. And I just her chauffeur, I guess is the term for that. I don't know. But yeah, I do realize the
どれが
necessity of some of
水
that
です
stuff.
か？
And I've listened to this 3 times and haven't actually paid attention to anything that it's been saying for me. So give me a second here.
どれが水ですか？
Dorega Mizu desu ka?
水ですか？どれですか？
Do desu ka?
どれを飲みますか？
Dore o Mizu desu ka?
どれを飲みますか？
Nomimasu ka?
飲みますか？
Now, the reason I know Japanese so well is I actually took 2 years of it, as opposed to the couple months I've done Duolingo on it, so I have a bit of an advantage in Japanese. I do not read nice. Are we,
ご飯
tabe,
ま
masen.
せん
Gohan wa tabemasen. Which will you drink?
どれを
Oh. Nomi
ま
masu
す
ka?
か？
And yeah, now that I'm looking at it, my cursor is moving around a lot. Would make people dizzy, I guess. Oh. Attend a Duolingo language event? What? Events.duolingo.com. I might check those out. Maybe. Yeah. Well, you do have in real life friends. We're just in another country. I exist and you exist. We've met each other. Remember? How natives learn the language. To relearn normal verbs. Sort of. It's yeah. I think my language taught just the base verb and then the tenses and not the polite stuff. Yeah, for like those of you who aren't familiar with Japanese, Japanese has polite levels. There's like your buddies, hey man, just get over here, as opposed to hey mister, could you help me out here, as opposed to sir, could I please pardon you for some assistance over here, kind of thing. And it's actually very important in Japanese culture to have the proper amount of politeness for the situation. Sort of. As American, I'm kind of foregoing a big chunk of that. I'm just going to play the dumb American. Mostly. And not worry too much about being overly polite. It's mostly the overly polite is for like your seniors, your betters, your boss, the president, the emperor, shit like that, which I don't plan to run into. I don't know. Stay away from. But yeah, that yeah, it's honestly it's a bit odd for me. It's like, as a guy, we just kind of go around and do whatever, but women, this is just things I've noticed since I've been able to notice them. Women go in packs to like wherever they go, the bathroom, over there, the store, whatever. They always try and go in packs. Guys just walk everywhere or go there themselves. It's like, see you guys later, I'm out of here. And then they just go. But women all like huddle together and group up and go do stuff. At least in my experience. So it's interesting seeing just like even normal people and like how men and women are that different in something so innocuous. Something that doesn't seem like it would need to be different is suddenly different. So I like paying attention to little things like that, or at least trying to notice those things. At least somewhat. I am not overly observant, but I pick up on just random shit. I don't know why. It's like the correct characters for Yasai. Yasai. Which one is that?
Sansai, yasai.
That one? Yasai. Superiors. Yasai. It was you.
Yasai.
Niku, tabe,
Tabe,
mizu,
sakana.
sakana. What correct characters for sakana? I think that was
Sakana.
that one. Yep. Match the pairs. Niku. There you
Niku.
are. Yasai. Go.
野菜、魚、
Sakana.
Cha.
Cha. Mizu.
水、
We're starting to get into kanji now. This is where my education kind of ended. I had like initial introduction to Japanese, which was like the basic 20, 30, 40 something kanji,
肉、
and that was the extent of my formal education in it. But there's thousands of these things, so so fish. I think that's second. Oh, no, yeah.
肉は食べません。
Niku wa tabemasen. I do not eat meat. I eat vegetables. Oh yeah, that's what that one is. Yasai o tabemasu.
肉と野菜を食べます。
Nomimasu is nomimashita, and then it get fused with Nomu nonda. Nomu nonda first, huh? I've not nonda. I think that's... No, that's something else I'm thinking of. But yeah, it's always nomimasu is the way people learn it. Nomu nonda, huh? Yeah, I'll look into that then. Well, maybe I'll run into it on Duolingo or something.
肉と野菜を食べます
Say, I eat meat and vegetables. The fish, please. Sakana.
Sakana.
Oh. Kudasai. Yeah.
魚をください
Sakana. Oh, kudasai. And kudasai is just please. Sort of. It's like I said, there's different levels of politeness. Yeah, that's one of the ways of doing it. I eat meat and vegetables. As you'll notice, there's no real word for I. It is there, but Japanese like just taking it out of the context. That part drives me nuts. Meat and vegetables. Niku to
野菜
yasai o tabe
ま
mas.
す
Yeah, niku, meat, to, and yasai, vegetables, o, those are the subjects. Tabe, eat, mas, eating. There is no I in the sentence I just gave it. The I, me, is,
魚
implied. It's an implied I eat that stuff. Which is,
魚
sakana.
魚
野菜は食べません
Kind of stupid. Yasai,
野菜は食べません
yasai wa tabemasen.
野菜は
Tabemasen. You should eat your vegetables. They are good for you. Hey. But yeah, it's interesting. Just like German and Japanese and English, from where I'm standing. It's just so neat how different languages can be, and then there's like Russian. It looks fascinating, but I know nothing about it. I'll show you. I've got Russian on here, and I've done the alphabet, but it's not actually the alphabet. They just toss words at me, and I'm expected to know what the hell they are or how the hell they're read. I'll show you. I'll go to the alphabet. Letters and sounds, and like some of it. Hit you meet soon red. I can't quite even make some of this out stuff. Nasal liquids, hushes, where? That's it with the interest. We'll discuss reading words in more details and later skills. With Hebrew, huh? Yeah, like this paragraph right there at the top. I don't know what that letter is. It can have a flat top like that or a pointy top like that. It looks like N squiggly with a little, then an N and then an A. It comes from the Greek A, and N have a similar top in many fonts, so it's up to the designer. Had written A, which looks like a different letter, looks like a D, and an A like a G or a theta, which is, I think, no, it's not theta, that's an O. So what the hell is that letter? The umlaut like double dots are point optional in writing. Syllables containing this letter are always stressed. It's just here you go. Here, this is a Russian lesson, so
Mama, Dima,
Mama, Dima,
Mama, Dima,
Medu. I don't know those words. I don't know those letters. I have no idea what was just said other than Mama. I think this one was actually medic. Dima is a medic? Dima, like that was a name. Is a medic. And it's like, and yeah, that's the first word they give you. Medic. That's quite an advanced word for a mom. Dima is a medic. Okay, this is Tom. Tom. I think it was Eto. I think. Partly right. Dome. I think that was that one. You watch me butcher the Russian language here. Should look it up on Wikipedia or something. Dima is the name. It's okay. Like I said, it's just dump me in here. I can't even read the sentences I'm telling it to put in. Dima, this is a house. I think it was that one. What's this and what is a house? That's medic. Dima. Are those the same? I have no idea what to do. I can't speak now. Dima, this is Tim. Dima. Tim? Yes, I've got Japanese on the brain still. This is Tom. Tom. Dima, this is a house. Okay, Dima. No, there we are. Dima, this is Tim. Dima, Tim. There we are. It's Japanese. I had Japanese on the brain. Japanese, and eto is actually pronounceable in Japanese. I kept putting it at the end. In Japanese, the verb is always last. I just got through like half an hour of doing Japanese, so like I said, I'm trying to mix languages up here. I'm not doing too much in Russian. I gave it a shot, but I'll need some more time before I get to that one. But yeah, it's anyway, actually might be a decent spot to stop if I can speak. I'm starting to get kind of a little messed up with the wait. I didn't do that, did I? Alright. From the little I know and I have seen, yeah, it's it seems grammatically simple, but I'm having the readability barrier is what I'm having trouble going over. Because, like, for instance, in the Japanese, they give you a lot of the alphabet and go, at least on Duolingo, they go through with how to read the alphabet for it. The Russian alphabet is just, literally, I was in the alphabet section and it's Mom, Dima, Medic, Tom, and Is. That's what the lesson was about, not the alphabet. So, I'll work on that one after I get more set in like German or something, because splitting it too far, it just, I will lose everything. I know I will lose everything. So I'm trying to focus mainly on German with Japanese as a secondary, and then Russian will be introduced at some later date. I'd like to learn it. It sounds cool. I like how Russian sounds. I like how German sounds and feels, and Japanese is Japanese, and I know enough about that that I want to keep pushing it. But that's yeah, geez, I've got like 120 experience points on this thing. I'm one away from getting third place, so let's go with that. Now let's go with clothing. Just pop up a lesson in clothes and see where the hell we get from there. The girls have hats. Das Mädchen haben. Das Mädchen haben hat. Die. It's multiple, right? Oh, wait.
Sie haben Röcke.
Sie haben Röcke. They have skirts. I think that's skirts, right? These skirts is from Vienna. Der Rock ist aus. Yeah, they are capitalized. Vienna. I can't remember which word that is. We? Wien. Yeah, Wien. Wien. That's a proper name. I was looking for the spelling of it because some countries spell things different. Er tragt einen Hut. He tragt. I think that's wears a hat. Er tragt einen Hut. The shoe. Der Schuh. Schuh.
Das Mädchen hat einen Hut.
Das Mädchen einen Hut. Oh, I forgot that one. Yep. The shoes are perfect. Die Schuhe sind perfect. Yep.
Tragt ihr Kleider? Tragt ihr Kleider?
Tragt ihr Kleider?
Kleider.
Dresses. Right. The girls are wearing dresses. Die Mädchen. No, tragen Kleider. There we are. Die Schuhe. Oh, yeah. That's an effort picking. Well, that's looking up the actual spelling for the. I knew what it was. I just didn't know which one it. All right, yeah, okay, you got me. I was looking up for spelling. That's what I'm going with. But yeah, F for peeking, huh? Oh boy. I'm wearing a dress and you are wearing a skirt. No, I'm not. Ich. I'm wearing a dress. Tragt. Ein. Kleid. Und du tragst einen Rock.
Röcke.
Rock. There you go. Die Hats.
Die hat.
Hutte. Hutte. That's I think one of the ones that tosses me. The one of the ways to make a word plural is to add the umlaut. That one tosses me. I'm still focusing on the Schuhe, Hatten, and then they have Hute, which is a little different. There was yes, but yes. I've already got my F. The girls have hats. Die Mädchen haben Hüte.
Das Mädchen hat einen Hut.
Das Mädchen.
Das Mädchen hat einen Hut.
Had einen Hut.
Hat.
Die Schuhe. So. I didn't remember the plural one. I remembered what word I was supposed to go for that question. That's how I remembered that one, not necessarily the word. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it for today for now. My brain is kind of... I spent an hour and a half doing foreign languages online while talking about all sorts of stuff. But yeah, it's... Yeah. I kind of have a habit of forcing Japanese terms into foreign languages, as in like the verb at the end. Noticing the eto at the end, because I don't know. I spent years learning that, and that one kind of is a bit harder to get out of. But yeah, that'll be it for today. I'm gonna go maybe lie down for a bit. I've learned enough to go from like literally. I think it was Oop. We have the, there it is. Oh, there it is. I was literally one above from the demotion zone, and now I'm all the way up to 3rd place, so it went pretty far. Auf Wiedersehen. I still need to work on the pronunciation. I can read it and understand it, but not necessarily pronounce it quite yet. But yeah, it was interesting. I got a surprise for you guys tomorrow. And it came from actually the viewers, so I'll see you tomorrow with something cool for you to show. Auf Wiedersehen.